My grandma would fucking drink us under the table still. She's almost 90, and I've seen her put a bottle of fucking tequila like it's water, dude.
Go, grandmama. My first guest is Ernie Iniguez. He toured and recorded drums with Quietude, Salimus. Did I say it right?
Close enough. Salimus.
I just fucking asked too. Deep Thoughts by the host. He's toured with Quietude, Salimus, Suicide Silence, and Whitechapel. He's also toured as a drum tech for bands such as Emmure, the Mirage Theory, Chelsea, Grin, and Jinjer. My second guest today is Wes Youngblood. He's worked for Zoogma, the Bluff, Static X, and is currently the LD and video guy for both Jinjer and Devildriver. He's got 3 kids, 1 wife, 1 dog, 3 cats, 27-ish fish, and he eats hot wings, tacos, and pizza exclusively. So, Wes, we'll start with the important stuff here, just because we don't have tons of time. Do any of your fish have names, and do you think they miss you when you go on the road?
No, we don't have any names for him. We have one named Jerry, but he died.
That's so sad.
He was like that big of a koi fish, so he disappeared. He died.
Oh, that's a total bummer. Actually, you have a koi pond?
Yeah.
So I just moved recently and I had to get rid of my 2 koi fish. I'm bumming, but I let my friends babysit them. And I got to bring a bottle of wine over every 6 months. I shouldn't say that so loud because I haven't brought them shit, but they're taking care of my koi until one day I get but they'll outlive us unless they're living in your house, I guess. But
well, I had an issue with water getting underneath the liner and raising it up. So I cut the pump off.
Yeah,
and one of the people that maintains it told me that if I ran water across the top, it would aerate the water. Well, the next morning, Jerry was the largest fish we had. He was probably 10 or 12 pounds when I pulled him out, but it apparently wasn't enough oxygen for him.
Bummer.
So, yeah, he died, but such is life.
Way to start things on a positive note. So,
what up, Ernie?
What's going on, Wesley?
So, more positive. So, Wes, you're going out on tour with a band called Suicide Silence.
Yeah, I'm going out with they're the opening act for Jinjer.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun time. I'm actually lucky enough to be lighting both bands on this tour. But the Jinjer show is going to be very extensive, very in depth. In the
Wesley, you're pulling double duty?
I'm pulling double duty. Talked to Alex and management, and they were like, "Yep, come on." So
there you go.
Double duty.
Moving on to make the big bucks.
Yeah. Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
How did you guys meet each other?
Oh, Ernie.
Yeah, through Jinjer. Basically, I was. Long story short, when I was still playing drums in Whitechapel, we crossed paths in 2018 in Rhode Island.
Yeah,
they kind of had two different tour packages kind of meet up at the same venue on the same day, and so they threw it together at kind of like a small one-day festival type of thing. And Jinjer was on that bill, and oddly enough, I don't remember meeting them, mostly because I was probably hammered, and and so that was my first encounter with them. Fast forward almost 11 months. I was no longer with Whitechapel anymore, and our tour manager reached out to me and said, "Hey, listen, we need a drum tech. I know it's last minute. We can fly you out." And she gave me the details, and I agreed. Flew out and kind of re-met everyone, and then saw Wes, and it was love at first sight.
That's the sound of love?
Oh yeah. Well,
it's got many sounds from Wes, but that's one of them. Yeah,
that had a nice ring. That was a nice tone to it.
But I mean, further in that story, it was Jinjer was out with Devildriver, and I was working for Devildriver.
Yes.
And Jinjer asked if I would like them. So it was Devildriver, Jinjer, and then I met Ernie through our drum tech in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And we had a situation 4 days into a tour where we had to let the drum tech go. So it was a seamless. He was getting into a taxi and Ernie was getting out of a taxi. So it was one of those old switcheroos, and it's been love at first sight ever since.
Wow, that's a beautiful story. I love it.
I literally had no idea either. Like I got there, got out of my Uber from the airport. I'm walking to the bus and they're like, "Oh, hey, yeah, that guy just left. Like he just got in a taxi in front of you and like pulled away." And I was like, "Oh."
I was talking to Sky the other night and they didn't tell the tech that he was fired. They wanted to wait till he was at the gig for some reason. So this guy had his guitar tech. He had his whole thing set up. And the other guy comes in and he's like, he starts setting up his gear and he's like, awkward as fuck. I don't know what we're. So he said it ended up being cool. The second guy was like, "Oh yeah, no worries. Not your fault. Everybody's cool here." And the guy was fine. So. Oh
yeah, no, it was a breath of fresh air for Ernie to step in. So and ended up gaining a good friend out of the deal. So it was I wouldn't trade Ernie for anything on this planet.
You traded him for Gigi.
Yeah, well,
you just switched them out, Wes. Come on.
Hey, she's the one that set all this up, and then she had phone conversations she had to do. So
yeah, phone conversations. Jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, right. She is Ernie and ours boss on the road.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she is our boss.
Well, we'll say nice things.
Oh yeah.
From here on out, we'll say very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
You know what Devildriver means?
I do not.
Ernie, I don't know. You'd be.
God, it's basically something that drives evil spirits away, and this was directly from Dez when I asked about it. It's something along those lines.
The Ernie's listening skills are fucking on point, Wes. Let me tell you what's up. The term Devildriver. See, I go I like up an octave when I do intros or I'm reading.
Yeah.
The term Devildriver refers to bells Italian witches used to drive evil forces away.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Cool, right?
Dez is very Italian, so it would make sense that it has an Italian leaning to it.
Well, in an Italian restaurant, I always get chicken parmesan because it's, the best fucking thing on the menu.
Yeah.
But my friend who's Italian gets really annoyed because chicken parmesan ain't fucking Italian. So I'm just letting you know.
I'm a very middle of the road spaghetti or penne pasta type of dude.
That's okay. See, she won't give you shit, but you get parmesan chicken. It's a different story. It's not fucking Italian. It's no good.
Wes loves cookout.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, barbecue.
That, and there's nothing on this planet that smells better than cooking ground beef.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'll never forget that first tour I did with you with Jinjer was like fucking 8.5 weeks long, and when at the end of the tour, everyone ended up flying home, and me, Wes, and Gigi rode back to LA with the bus to dump all the equipment off. And I'll never forget, Wes says, the first thing I'm going to do when I get home is just cook like a 5-pound tube of ground beef. He's like, I love the smell of cooking ground beef.
What about with bacon? Is bacon okay with it?
Yeah, bacon's good.
Absolutely.
Just making sure, because I was going to end this interview.
Oh, no.
Be like, okay.
Cayenne pepper, some brown sugar on it, throw it in the oven. It's perfect.
Perfect.
That's horny talk, Wes.
Yeah,
relax.
That's nice stuff. That's good. So if you guys are listening to Jinjer and then change over to Disturbed, is it like changing to easy listening station for you guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
It is. It's easy listening. Okay. Is that as easy listening as you guys get? Actually, Ernie, your resume said you're a very versatile drummer. So it has to be true because you said it.
If it's on the internet, it's true.
It was on the internet. It said very versatile. So I was expecting you to say, well, I worked for Paul Simon. And then I went to go work for Jinjer.
Listen, if I was working for Paul Simon, I don't really know that I'd probably have a gig working for Jinjer.
It would be amazing to tour Paul Simon.
Have you ever seen Paul Simon?
I haven't seen him live, but I'm not a big concert goer, as bad as it sounds. I don't know. After touring, some people just keep loving it, and it's really hard to get me to go to a concert. It's pretty much not going to happen.
It's hard to enjoy a concert, but I did go see Paul Simon to mark that off the list.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. I mean, I figure it'd be neat. Did he do a big thing for like Rhythm of the Saints or anything? That's what I'd want.
He had about 30 people on stage with him, with all sorts of any sort of percussion instrument, horn instrument, keyboard, the whole 9 yards. So
there's so many people because he's so short, so he gets a lot of people. Otherwise, you're like, is there anybody on the stage? I can't see anybody. You know, it'd be fun is if he brought Chevy Chase on tour with him, and he danced around to that one song. I'd pay for that. I'd go to that show.
I would pay to see Chevy Chase live do anything.
Fan, he was badass.
It's cool.
Yeah, I like him now that he's friendly with Howard Stern. I guess they does these interviews, and he'll tell you, basically, it's like we were doing so much coke.
Yeah.
It's every interview, just a lot of
It was like transitioning into the 70s and the 80s, and we were all just blown out. And Bill Murray tried to fight me. Yeah,
I was in Caddyshack.
Yeah,
that must have been a good movie.
But to expand upon what you were saying with hard to go see concerts, it is hard to go see concerts once you know how like the wizard behind the curtain works, and you know when the clock starts ticking, you're like, you got 90 minutes or 2 hours, unless it's a jam band. You know, your clock's ticking on the fun. And
I just like to sit at home and listen to music if I'm going to listen, just suck it all in, get a new album and just check it out. Or though we were saying lately, there's not a lot of new albums. They do new songs. You know, you have tracks. You don't necessarily have albums or you have an EP. So I don't know, the luxury of your own house, just listen to it. Same with movies, though. I'd rather watch a movie on my computer, really. I don't, it's just different things. But, you know, a lot of music buddies I know, they love going to shows. Doesn't matter their work, and they love to go check it out. On our days off when I toured, I wouldn't go usually to go see the show. I messed up on one. On Poison, everybody went to go see Tom Petty, and I didn't go. So that might have been, yeah, that was stupid.
Can't get that one back.
No, that was a dumb one. I should have gone for that. But
how long ago was that?
Oh shit! In '99, I think.
Oh fuck! Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go. And then recently, so my girlfriend went to go see Lemmy perform at the local place, and I didn't go because I used to see him like shit once a week on Sunset. And I didn't go. I went home, and he died like a couple weeks later. So if I knew that, I would have been like, oh, and I remember he used to sing the Beatles all the time. And I remember getting in my car, hearing him sing the Beatles, going, that's great. He's still doing it. Fucking Beatles. Yeah.
I had a choice one time. It was go see Primus or go see the Foo Fighters with Motorhead opening. And I chose
he chose Primus.
I did choose Primus.
I love Primus, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome. I toured with Brain and Buckethead, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they're amazing. So I would have, God, I hate to say it. I don't know. I love Motorhead. That would have been a tough call.
Quick question about Buckethead.
Yeah.
You said you toured with him, right?
Yeah.
My buddy's band opened for them probably 15 years ago, and he was telling me in their contract it said that they couldn't address him or look at him. Did you experience a similar thing with Brian?
No, he's such a handsome man. I had I couldn't take my eyes off him.
That's funny.
He kind of has the same complexion as me. I'm throwing myself in there. You know, so I've heard of these contracts before. Prince had a contract like that. Bob Dylan has a contract like that. But the thing is you're trying to eat your Wes makes us all his finest ground fucking beef, right?
Yeah.
It's a special moment. And these guys are just sitting there staring at you, man. I mean, it would be awkward. So I think what those are supposed to mean is don't sit there staring at the guy, because at the end of the day, he wants to feel like a human being and not like a fucking Michelangelo sculpture or something kooky. I don't know.
The dude's a machine, though. One of the few people that can really play like that on the planet. And he took a bunch of he learned a lot from a Memphis musician called Sean Lane.
Yeah.
And you know who Sean Lane is?
No, but I'll research him, I swear.
Oh, dude, look it up. If you've ever picked up a guitar, he will make you want to set down a guitar. But he died probably 16 years ago. But
Sean.
him and Buckethead were in the same lane of things.
Yeah, Buckethead's actually real quiet, keeps himself, obviously, so he's a pretty big introvert. Very easy guy to talk to, smart. And I used to play a game with him where I'd try to like stump him. So I'd be like, all right, try playing the Bengals.
Yeah.
This guy fucking ain't gonna know the Bengals. And the next thing you know, he's like, boom, boom, boom. You're like, I don't know, is that a Bengals song? Anybody?
Yeah.
So I couldn't stump him, actually. It was kind of fun, but no, real easy going. I wouldn't think you get into too much trouble because of that guy.
That's good.
Yeah, he doesn't drink. I don't think he ever has in his life. He's just a real straight, narrow guy, tall as fuck.
Where's he from?
I don't know, actually. I don't know. So I was working for Guns, but I only did 2 shows with Guns. But I was with Guns for a minute, and we only did 2 shows. So we were rehearsing for a while. So I was hanging out with him every day. But I don't know. I never asked him. The power of the internet.
Did he wear the mask to rehearsal?
He would when he was performing, yeah.
But not to rehearsal.
If he knew there was going to be people, he would wear it. So like when we were in Rio, he would wear it. So he didn't go out too much, but I think it's because it was hot, man, and you've got to wear a bucket head type thing. Maybe that's part of it. I'm not sure. But when he was coming into the studio, I can't remember. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. Maybe. If he knew there would be people there, he would for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The mythology with that guy. You know, he's
a KFC collector. He collects his kids.
What?
He collects KFC hats and stuff. He's got like a bunch of buckets. It's important. Someone's got to collect this stuff.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if they sponsored him after all this time. He should do a commercial.
Dude, like that would one hand with the nunchucks,
right?
one hand slamming a neck. Yeah.
Can you imagine if they hired Buckethead to write their new theme?
It would be.
Oh, it would fucking shred.
That'd be super cool. KFC needs to get their shit together. There's definitely nobody from KFC watching this, but hire our friend Buckethead.
Yeah.
Just don't look at him. Just don't look at him, KFC guys. So Wes says so.
You worked with Guns N' Roses during the Buckethead period, then?
Yeah.
How was that? Was that fun?
Yeah, it was really cool. I was a huge Guns fan, so I was very excited to be working for them. And then you're watching, I say a lot of this in my book, but you're hiring the best guns, and he hired the best guns in the world. No puns.
Yeah.
You're looking at some of the best musicians there are. And it was really fun to watch these guys. Brain is no joke, man. He's a monster.
Oh,
yeah. So watching him play drums was very, very cool. Robin, 9 Inch Nails, just brilliant guitar player. And matched up with Buckethead, oh, this is going to be cool, So them kind of just jamming and messing around was a really neat thing to watch.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really, really cool. It was a good period of my life. And I had good experiences with everything Guns related. There was nothing that came bad down the pipeline to me. I don't know. It's tough because people like to talk shit. They want to hear all the, Axl kick me in the nuts stuff. But no. Yeah, everything was okay. There was nothing that was like too bad. So I'm still a Guns N' Roses fan. I hope they come out with a new album. I'll go and listen to it. Don't know if I'd go to a concert.
Yeah.
But I would listen to it. Yeah, I went actually to a show. It was years ago. It was with Peter Finestone from Bad Religion. And Axl, he didn't want anybody drinking from the keg that they had backstage. In between songs, I think, or no, while the songs were going on. So we're kind of sitting in the front, just waiting for them to give a break so we can go get a beer. And then him and we decided like three quarters through the show just to go and get a cheeseburger somewhere. That was like the last show I went to. It was pretty bad. And I was with a couple friends. We're like, you're seriously leaving? Well, we can't get a beer because Axl doesn't want us to get the beer. And I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go get a cheeseburger.
We'll be back.
Yeah,
I synced it.
Not pretty pathetic, isn't it? I should have sat there with a big smile. Anyhow. All right, more hard-hitting questions. I got more hard-hitters right now.
Let's go. Ready.
Do you guys miss the concerts where people have lighters in the air?
No.
Wow, you're like, that's like the Antichrist type stuff. Lighters in the air is like cute, nice.
It's turned into turn your cell phone lights on.
Yeah, it's the cell phone light thing now. Which I mean, I'll be honest, I like them. I like it both. I think the lighters and the cell phone thing is cool. Light up a whole room. It's tight.
I would have never thought to turn my cell phone light on. That's interesting. See, I need to go to shows.
Well, I think the thing is now everybody's got a cell phone, so now they've got, the
everybody's an LD.
Yeah. Well, next thing you know, I'm like,
what's the easiest job on the road? LD.
Yeah, I've brainstormed this idea of how I want this specific thing to look, and then people just whip out their cell phones, and there's this ugly white light, when the stage is supposed to be dark. Ernie knows I like to play in the dark.
You can just see Wes. He's like this giant gnome. Turn your phones off.
Pretty much. I mean, I forget what song is it in Jinjer's set. I think it's the last song where she does where she sits down and sings.
Pisces?
Is it Pisces?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. And then everyone turns their fucking cell phone lights on, and it casts the grossest shadows on the backdrops of the stage. I'm just like, this sucks.
I guess it's safer than lighters.
It sucks for Wes. It's cool for the band, but it sucks for Wes.
My first concert I went to was Paul McCartney. And
nice.
I was in 1989 or 90. And he gave me a lighter to do that, and I burned my thumb, and never been a fan of it ever since.
Fuck Paul McCartney, dude.
I like Paul McCartney.
Oh, okay. I thought you were mad because you burned yourself.
No.
Oh, all right.
I'm a lover of the Beatles.
Yeah, I like the Beatles. Beatles gave us a whole career. That's what I've been told. That's what I've been told.
So did the Grateful Dead. That's the hippie in me talking.
I was telling someone the other day, it was it's a long one, but the best bumper sticker was the Grateful Dead are dead. Fish sucks. Go get a fucking job.
Yeah. Fish. Great musicians. However, there's something to be said for lyrics like Zimbops and Subops and Saxophones and what good is a band without saxophones? I'm like, that's just gibberish.
Dude, that's really the lyric though? That's exactly, or you're kind of paraphrasing.
Oh no, that's real.
Dude, that's impressive, Wes.
Zimbops and bebops and Zoobops. What good is a band without saxophones?
You should have been a singer. I would remember that. I've already forgotten it. I just remember they had a song about a bus and wheels.
Let's see. I don't know.
That whole hippie thing. Whole hippie.
Yeah. But those dudes. Sorry, I got a cat running around here.
You got excited. You're talking about fish.
Yeah.
So why do you think cats like to eat fish, but they don't like water? Isn't that kind of a complicated thing?
That is.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Probably because they stink and cats stink.
To smell.
Like this one smells bad.
he looked way bummed out right now.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
All right. We're at a Jinjer concert. Some guy yells out, "Play Freebird." Do you think anybody in the band or audience would know the song Freebird?
No.
They never heard of Freebird, huh?
No.
Love it.
Maybe Eugene would know it in the sense of as a reference of pop culture, but anyone just think if you ask him,
he'd be like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Great movie.
Could you Ernie, could you imagine asking Vlad, "Hey man, I need you to play that Skinner Freebird." He'd be like, "What is this?"
He's like, "Bro, I don't know what this is." It's fucking. He's like, "It's not heavy. If it's not the Acacia strain, I don't want to play." Fucking.
Is this fish? Is this fish? All right. I read online that Justin Bieber wanted to do a song with Jinjer. Do you think they'd be down for it?
interesting. He'd be stepping up to a plate against a heavy hitter like Tati. She'd knock him out the park.
Yeah, no questions asked for sure.
All right, let's make it happen.
Wait, did you really read that somewhere?
No, I don't know how to read.
Neither do I.
Oh, come on. Yeah, no, I just make this shit up while I'm driving around town.
Man, that would
I
be.
wanted to start I got one today. Okay, I can read a little bit. It's just a little slower than the average bear. So this one today was very interesting. So this dude is this scientist guy. We could talk about music when you're tired of talking about random shit. So this dude, he's a Dutch biologist. His name's Kees Moliker, and he's a curator at the Natural History Museum in Rotterdam. And he was the first guy to document homosexual necrophilia in ducks. I'm reading this article going, that's fucking fascinating. He was on a TED Talks. And he watched them do their, well, I guess they weren't doing their thing. One duck was doing his thing. And he took the dead duck and froze it after 45 minutes so that he could further, I don't know, do science stuff with the gay duck. I don't know.
That is very interesting.
Interesting stuff, right? Ernie's intrigued.
It's uncomfortable, but yes, it's interesting.
The research earned him the 2003 Ig Nobel Biology Prize. Woo!
Oh,
yeah. I want to say that was brought up on the floor of the United States Congress sometime in the last 2 weeks. I think somebody was using that as a reference for something because there was a news article about that. That's sort of how I figured out necrophilia, dead duck. Comes
duck. Dead duck.
I'm not working, so I just read the internet, and I'm on a 30-day ban from Facebook, so I can't talk shit.
Dude, I can't add people. I can't add people to my group.
Facebook jail, Wes?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Man, so I've got 2 teenage daughters, and
well, you're not gonna get creepy on us, are you?
No.
Okay, good.
They're out walking around the neighborhood, and one of my neighbors threatened to shoot them. Well, we have a town Facebook page.
So threatening to shoot the kids?
Yeah, she claimed that they walked onto her yard, and she came out and cussed them 7 ways to Tuesday and threatened to shoot them.
Well, so she's not mentally stable.
Oh no, so it gets good. We me and my wife started roasting her on the town Facebook page, and so did everyone else in town, and we're calling her Benzo Barbie. If you're familiar with South Park, they refer to Sarah Jessica Parker as a donkey witch. Well,
is she a busted Daytona stripper or what?
Oh, dude, she's got that was the busted Daytona stripper I was talking about. Yeah, the whole town basically roasted this woman, and Facebook took it as harassment, and so I'm running two consecutive 30-day bans.
Oh wow!
Dang.
Oh yeah,
that's like a double life sentence. That's terrible.
He's in Twitter prison or Facebook prison.
Yeah, so it's I've got a lot of things to do, like read.
Yeah, I can't add anybody to the Facebook group anymore. I'm not allowed.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense. You know, if you're adding friends, they're like, hey, you don't have that many friends, buddy. Because they're watching you, right? They know.
Yeah.
You got no more friends. We fucking know. But if you got a Facebook group, isn't the point of a group to have like people in your fucking group? It wouldn't be much of a group if it was just me.
You would think so.
Yeah, so I'm not allowed to invite anybody.
I mean,
I don't know. There's weird things going on in Facebook world, like getting chased around. I've been chased around by a bot. You know, I get it. You don't want crazy people talking crazy things on the internet. Well, I'm a crazy person that just uses crazy words. They're not necessarily hateful words. You know, that's just how I talk. And
so do your kids stay off her lawn now?
Yeah.
See, it works, man.
Yeah. However, you know, the other parents in the neighborhood, they handled it a lot worse than I did. You know, I just roasted her on the internet. And one dad was like, I'm gonna go over there and show her what I mean. And I'm like, whoa, hold on, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
We called the cops.
Pump the brakes.
How did she find out?
How did
How did she know you?
Oh, she had a camera in her driveway. So
cameras, man.
Oh, she's in the town Facebook group. Her and her dumpster fire of a husband.
So I was a kid, and I was living with a buddy of mine, and the next door neighbor, they had these daughters that were gorgeous, like stunning daughters, right? And so the boyfriend comes over, and we had cameras in our house, but it was kind of not everybody did when we did. It was kind of a newer thing.
Yeah.
And so we're watching this. It was the girl's boyfriend, I guess. We're watching one of the girl's boyfriends, and he TPs the house. But my roommate, he's like tatted up head to toe and everything. And he's watching. He's just getting madder and madder. He's super drunk, super stoned. I'm like, why do you care so much, Tim? He goes, because he parked in front of the fucking house, dude. Kids these days are so goddamn lazy. You park up the fucking street. Park down the street with the toilet paper and your TP. I can't watch this shit. I can't watch it. So we're watching this video, and he goes out with his shotgun.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you park up the fucking street, man. You park. And he's screaming at the guy. It's amazing video. So the neighbor comes over the next day, goes, everybody in the neighborhood hates you guys, but we fucking love you.
Yeah.
And he's like, and we're like, oh, we got it on video, dude. You want to watch? He's like, I would love to watch. So the daughters thought it was funny though, because it's like, dude, you made my boyfriend shit his pants. We're like, well, he needs to know the dude rules.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be a lazy person these days. You're not going to make it in life. Park up the fucking street.
You know what sucks though? Kids today, in I would say in the last 5 years to in the future, they're not going to be able to do the things that I'm 37. So I remember no cell phones. I remember running around with my friends at night. I remember running around in the neighborhood. I remember TPing houses. I remember sneaking out of the house. I remember doing all sorts of fun things that weren't necessarily malicious or
those were the gateway drug, Wes, and that's why you're in Facebook jail. If you had been a better young man, you might be a better old man right now.
Yeah. Oh man. But they're not gonna be able to do that stuff, man. And that, you know, it's sad.
It's hard to get away from though. I find myself on my phone more than I need to be. You know, I'll tell people.
Yeah.
Tell people I'm working. I'm researching tough, hard-hitting questions for the Jinjer guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, next thing you know, you're looking on Facebook. No, my favorite one was, so there's so many platforms here that you're supposed to be on Twitter and Instagram and push all this shit.
Ernie, are you on TikTok?
I am not. I am not.
Oh, what a travesty!
I'm not either.
Well,
do they have TikTok jail?
No. I'm not in TikTok jail. I just haven't I haven't gotten around to starting one yet. I'm actually in the process of getting my my new drum studio and all that stuff set up.
Nice.
I ordered a bunch of microphones and camera equipment and all that shit and ring lights and whatnot. And that stuff's all arriving in a week or so. Once I put all that stuff up, I'm going to just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of just
get internet famous?
Yeah, sure. I mean, just kind of go across the board and have basically streamline my TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that whole thing. And then be a content creator or whatever, because that's kind of what the happening thing to do now, especially if you're an independent musician and you're not part of a band at the moment. That's kind of the way to get your endorsements and get your stuff featured and whatnot. It's all,
yeah.
I mean, listen, Wes, I know you're old, 37 going on 56, but fucking,
Old Man River over here. This guy.
I'm kidding. I'm just talking shit.
We're good at that.
Long story short, I will have one in a week or two. And then I'll post dumb shit on there and you guys can make fun of it and laugh at me when we're on tour.
I'd love to make fun of you. I can't wait.
I'm an easy target, trust me.
Yeah. All right, so with Jinjer,
I can dish it out just as much as I can take it.
So with Jinjer Devildriver, so I don't know, what's it like working for the band? Are they easy going to you guys, or is there any stuff that they like listening to that's funny to you, like total surprise, like a Paul Simon or something? I don't know. Where you're going through their CD book and you're kind of like, wow, this guy's all about Enya. Who the fuck would have thought?
Wesley, you want to take that one, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. I mean, working for Vlad, Tati, Roman, and Eugene is probably the best situation, the best people I've ever worked with in the music industry.
Is your after show food like borscht and stuff?
No, it's actually
really, yeah. That's all.
What does Vlad get? He gets quarter pounders. Is that what Vlad gets?
So yeah, Vlad, who by the way is probably about 110 pounds soaking wet, probably about 5'3", 5'4".
Wow.
This dude literally, his after show food is a double quarter pounder meal with fries. They'll get nuggets, and then they'll get probably like 10 or 12 filet-o fishes. They love warm fish with cheese on it.
Welcome to America.
Oh yeah. 24-hour McDonald's, that's the fucking holy grail when we're on tour. After show food.
Oh, I mean, God, I can't do it.
We'll come grab Gigi 2 songs before the set's over, and she'll put in a Postmates order. So by the time they come off stage, there's bags of McDonald's waiting on the bus.
So you'd rather have McDonald's than pizza?
Sometimes we get pizza.
Nothing against pizza. I'm pretty burnt on after show pizza though.
I don't really eat pizza. Actually, I had
the cheese off. You don't eat crust
because I'm a psychopath and I don't eat bread anymore for obvious fucking reasons, you know.
Oh, but the bread's so good.
It is. Don't get me wrong, it is.
So good on the lips.
Know.
But like with the Jinjer folks, they're some of the most humble, deserving of every bit of success that they've ever had and where they're going. I mean, just genuinely good people. And in
How long have you been with them?
I've been with them since 2018.
Oh, for a long time. All right, so you got some stories. What do you got?
I mean, I've probably.
Were you doing clubs with them?
Say what?
Were you doing clubs with them, or were they? How big were they when you started?
They were opening. Okay, so they were opening for Devildriver, and Dez and Eugene came to me, and Dez was like, "Hey, they want you to light them." And you know, I come from a completely different world. I actually got dragged into the metal world, and.
But what were you? So what were you doing before them?
Lighting an electronic jam band.
Oh, so you're still doing lighting? Okay.
Oh yeah, it was that was 6 years of partying, but you know, I'm asking Eugene. I'm like, well, I don't know any of your music. Can I find it on iTunes? And he just looks at me like I'm an idiot because I don't know any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, yes, we are on iTunes. You can listen to the music. I was like, cool. And then from then on out, it was like, holy shit, this is something different and something special, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that keeps you going to work with a smile. It's cool.
And the most humble and genuine people, you know, like Ernie can attest to this.
Absolutely, 100%. And that same thing, like I've been in a lot of, you know, different touring situations, different bands, different attitudes, different egos, different personalities, like, you know, and on both sides of the spectrum, as a member and as a tech or as part of a crew or whatever have you. I can confidently 110% say they are the easiest people I've ever worked with, and just easygoing. They don't stress about much. They don't fucking freak out. It's a super like homey, like family vibe on tour. Like
zero drama. There is none. It's great.
I've been a part of bands where you don't hang out with the guys in your band like before or after the show. Nobody fucking hangs out, and everyone just kind of like, you know, when you're on the bus riding together, you know, you kind of have to. Well, you're in a fucking metal tube together, so you have to have some sort of conversation.
McDonald's bringing people together.
Yeah, but you know what though? It really is. And I mean, like, again, by the end of day one, you know, I flew in 4 days late to this Jinjer tour for the first time. By the end of the first night, we were all fucking, you know, drinking and dancing and fucking singing on the bus on the way to Salt Lake.
How many fish fillets did you eat?
I probably had one or two.
See, and it brings in psychosis, man. What were you guys singing?
Oh, dude.
99 bottles of beer on the wall.
Oh, no. Oh man, it runs the gamut on that bus. It depends on
depends on how much vodka we've consumed.
Vodka. Vodka.
The back lounge generally
vodka.
turns into the girls' 90s millennia pop party.
Yes.
Where they're singing like Britney Spears. It's interesting. If you've ever heard Eastern Europeans sing Moulin Rouge, the
wonderful.
Voulez-vous coucher à la fois song.
It's wonderful.
Oh, it's it gets interesting. But and the dudes are generally up front listening to Limp Bizkit, and they love Limp Bizkit.
I did some shows with Fred and stuff. He was out for the summer, and Pauly Shore was hanging out, which I thought was very cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude. And
squeezing the juice.
Squeezing the juice. Yeah. Squeezing the juice. Yeah, he's trying to get people to make a second Encino Man. He's like, tell Disney. They do a lot of reboots, man. They do a lot of reboots. But Pauly Shore was cool. It's fun to talk to.
The plot line would be he's still living at his friend's parents' house.
Wouldn't be a far stretch. Yeah, I would.
30 years later.
Yeah.
We can call it Las Vegas Man. Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Jinjer before reaching out to Gigi and us?
Nope. The truth be told, because I've been doing a lot of these lately, and I haven't heard a lot of these bands, and they're big, they're huge bands, and I just couldn't tell you any of the songs they do. So, like, even the other guy from Weezer from the other night, I mean, I've heard of Weezer, but hey, name 3 songs. Well, so I've been listening to much more music, even if it doesn't relate to the actual questions. At least you're familiar with what you're talking about. I wouldn't be able to come up with such great humdingers as that Disturbed joke.
Yeah.
I came up with that by myself, by the way.
Yeah, round of applause.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah.
But
what do you guys listen to at home?
Ernie?
I know what Wes listens to when he's at home. He listens to nothing but Fish. That's it.
I love Fish. Yeah.
Oddly enough, no, I've been listening to mindless 80s pop music. It's just
it's a good time.
It keeps the positive flowing in my head, but also it's mindless to where I don't have to sit back and focus on it.
So it's like the reality TV of music for you.
Yeah. I try to minimize the amount of like super heavy metal that I listen to when I'm home, just because I hear it 6 months out of the fucking year on the road. I don't want to come home and listen to more heavy shit. I'll if like a friend's band is releasing a new album or something like that, I'll check it out, listen to it, give it a spin or whatever. But I listen to a lot of like old hip hop, old rap, like when it was really violent still and like actually about killing people and fucking drive-by shootings and shit like that. I love when people were telling stories. Yeah, exactly. Not telling you how awesome and expensive their car is. I don't give a shit about any of that. But yeah, I listen to a lot of like old rap, and then actually, my girlfriend listens to a lot of like I guess like indie and like new wave and like
that's different.
Like dark wave, like synth pop bands and shit like that. And honestly, I was never a fan, and she kind of turned me on to a couple of them that I've been like heavily listening to, and I'm kind of a fan. Like, we're actually gonna go see them, one of those bands, perform in August over in San Diego. So that's cool. It's not often that someone else kind of like turns me on to something that I normally probably wouldn't listen to. I'm usually pretty fucking stubborn.
I had a dude on here the other night, and actually it's the Weezer guy, and he was in a band called Anti-Scene. It was an early punk band, and I had never heard of them. I did 3 days of research. They're so good, but they played with Gigi Allen.
Oh wow!
They were like Gigi Allen's backing band on some stuff, and I'm kind of like, whoa.
That's intense.
It was intense. Their music was great. I mean, Antiseen, and fantastic.
Anti-Scene.
anti-scene, and then like a lot of my punk buddies, they had never heard of him either. So, you know, the whole reason we listen to music's the same. You get that giddy feeling when you listen to a new album, and you're kind of like, oh, that's really good. I want to hear it again. So, I liked them. That was really cool. So yeah, I'm getting like some pleasant surprises, and listening to new stuff. You know. So.
Oh, also, you know what's always a good choice, no matter where you're at. Wesley Willis.
Yeah.
That's right.
Rock and roll McDonald's.
Rock and roll McDonald's, baby, all day long.
Hit that demo button on the Casio keyboard.
You. Let's so good. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Wesley Willis.
R.I.P.
What a fucking legacy, dude.
Oh man.
All right.
I also recommend checking out the song "Suck a Caribou's Ass."
Good title.
All the titles are phenomenal, but that one takes the cake.
Wesley Willis. All right, let me write that one down.
If we're taking recommendations,
yeah,
write down Bird Cloud. Go check that out. It's two chicks from Nashville, and they've got such hits as "Washing My Big Old Pussy," and it's amazing.
Okay,
Oh
that's
my
good.
God.
That's nice.
They're amazing.
I'm pretty sure you showed me this on the bus as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's very crude, but very well written.
I remember.
So the women just get on your bus and want to leave immediately?
Half our bus is female.
Yeah, literally. Our with the exception of me and Wes, like crew-wise, everyone else is a chick.
Yeah.
Wow. That's got to be actually all right. I'd be all right with that.
It's our merch girl, our TA, our TM, our vocalist. You know, it's all there. It's a pretty like evenly spaced out. Like the last tour we had 5 females on the bus with us. We had a photographer girl, merch girl, a TA, TM, and then the vocalist. Yeah, we had five girls out with us.
So like how that would work is they'd be in the back doing their like pop dance party, and we're up front playing video games, playing like FIFA and introduce them to Dave Chappelle comedy, which
That's
was
right.
Nice.
Right.
They were not familiar with Dave Chappelle.
Did they like it?
What Chappelle show was.
Yeah,
they must have liked it.
They thought it was interesting. They were like, "You can actually say that?" It's like, well, yeah.
I mean, obviously, none of that would fly on TV anymore now.
No.
But,
yeah.
They were just like, wow.
Have you guys toured with them outside the U.S.?
Ernie has.
I did South America with them right before COVID shut everything down. We left like the first week of March. Yeah, March 4th. We flew out from LA. And we were supposed to be 5 weeks. We got 10 days in and then had to fly home. So
that was right when they were shutting borders.
Yeah,
South America's great, man. Hopefully you get to go back with them.
I love my family's from Mexico City. I've got a lot of family in South America.
I love Mexico City.
It's awesome. I love it.
It's awesome. I'm an art guy, so you want to talk about
there's
heaven. Heaven.
Yeah.
Good to obviously tequila. No McDonald's.
doing South America with them, even though it got cut short, the 5 or 6 shows that we did do were fucking absolutely insane. I mean, the South America fans are, I mean, really,
yeah, they love it.
Music fans anywhere outside of the U.S. I mean, personally, as a performer and as someone behind the curtain or whatever, I mean, that's a different breed. Like, I've played shows with Whitechapel here in the States for 15 to 2,000 people a night, and that's a fucking big show here. And then I went to Europe with them in 2018, and we were playing 8 to 10,000 cap rooms every night, and these people were literally breaking their necks to kill each other while we're playing. And it's like night and day. Like the fanatic thing is real everywhere else. Not that I don't appreciate fans here in the United States, because they're awesome too, but I think what a lot of it is, and the logistics of taking like a really sick touring package to another country is expensive, and so they don't get it as often over there as we do. We're spoiled here. You can before COVID, you could pick any night of the week and find a decent show happening somewhere and go.
Yeah.
You know, over there, it's like they get festival season during the summer for about 4 or 5 weeks. And then they get a fall or a spring tour every now and again, depending on if their favorite band's coming through or not. And so because it doesn't happen as often over there, when their favorite band does come through, I mean, they come out in numbers. We were second out of 4 bands on that tour. We were playing a 40-minute set at 7:30 every night, playing to a completely packed house in Europe, 8,000 to 10,000 people every night. It was nuts.
Huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You were a kid, did you? When I was a kid, I listened. You ever heard of Earth Crisis?
Oh, I love Earth Crisis. Absolutely.
All about Earth Crisis, man.
Yes, sir.
That's
dude,
cool.
what is it? Oh my God, what's the Provoke. It's one of my favorite tunes.
Earth Crisis rocked. I got to see them with like 10 people there, maybe.
Poof. Still intense. Still intense.
Oh, so intense. It was so neat. My college roommate took me. I was listening to folk music and blues. I was like, so I'm going to switch your shit up tonight.
Yeah.
I'm all, they like corn? Yeah, sure. Come on. So we cruised down, and this like, he looks so young, the singer guy, and he just comes out and he just like screams. I'm like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, that's a violent show. Actually,
it was
I got really lucky when I was still in my local band Salimus in like 2002, 2003. We played a show at Chain Reaction where we opened up for Earth Crisis and Sworn Enemy.
Neat.
And that was probably one of the scariest shows I've ever played in my life. These dudes are, they're all from like Queens, New York, and from Brooklyn, just, fucking big tattooed motherfuckers. They're terrifying. And they're all like 5'2", but they're horrifying. And there were people literally running on the crowd's head during their set, like doing head runs. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. I was just like, man, that's cool.
Yeah, the first one was like 10 people, and then I went and saw them a few times where you had Madness, and then No Effects is my world, so I went to quite a lot of No Effects shows, and oh god, Fat Mike is great.
Fat Mike, dude.
Yeah, talk some shit.
He definitely loves talking shit, that's for sure.
Oh man. So, but I've been to a couple shows where he called it quits before, just fuck all you guys, and you're like, oh, all right, well, okay.
Yeah.
So now you're like teetotaling in the back there. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to get on the floor. I'll sit here and eat my Parmesan chicken. Sing away, Fat Mike.
I don't know. I'm a huge fan of the barricade at front of house that keeps the people away from me.
Yeah.
Huge fan of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeps the accidental beer spill all over your nice expensive lighting gear. I know all about that.
Well, guys, thanks. I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out.
Where are you at? Where do you live?
I'm in Tarzana, so I'm in the valley. Does that mean anything?
Oh shit. That's literally where I just came from. I was literally I'm originally from Tarzana. I used to live right off of Tampa.
Oh, how funny. So I was raised El Camino.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
You're what? Taft?
So no, I was born in Huntington Park, and my mom is originally from Tarzana. She went to Taft and to Portola.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Ernie, didn't you say your mom or grandma had a tie to one of the original rock and rollers?
Oh, she used to clean Jerry Lee Lewis's house over in the valley.
Oh, so Jerry Lee Lewis?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Yeah.
So I had a guy here. His name's David Morgan, and David Morgan, he's the singer of Three Dog Night.
Okay.
And he, or one of the singers, and he did separate tours playing keys with Jerry Lee Lewis, with Ray Charles, and with Little Richard. His stories were fucking, they were amazing.
Oh, 100%. But my grandma's obviously much older now. She's almost in her 90s, but she used to tell us, like, one of the first times she cleaned his house, and she went to go clean out his bedroom and stuff like that, and start vacuuming and like wiping stuff down, and that he just would casually leave just little mountains of bloat everywhere in the house, like just within arm's length. He would always instruct her, like, hey, don't touch any of that. Don't clean that off the counter. Like, just leave it there. Clean around it. And she was like, all right, cool. And he paid her well, so, you know.
It's cocaine. Don't touch it.
Yeah, don't clean that up.
Oh, that's not,
you know.
Just leave it alone.
He still kicks around Memphis. He lives in Mississippi, just south of the city where I live, and he's probably 90-something years old now. And still,
wait, he's alive still?
Yeah, they just, oddly enough, they opened a hotel, and he was there.
He was there rocking out to Jinjer.
Yeah, but they hired him to come in and play, and it's just like,
Jesus Christ. I think I'm almost more impressed that his heart didn't explode in like his fucking 30s or his 40s.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What city do you live in now, Ernie?
I'm in Orange. I live in Old Town Orange.
Oh, so you're not that close to me. I was gonna say, well, if you're up here, we should grab a beer.
Oh, dude, I'm always fucking down. I mean, so I bartend a couple days a week, but for the most part, I'm usually like I'm free Sundays, some Saturdays.
Yeah, I'm trying to take the weekends off just to have a life, but that's what I'm saying. Hit me up. I was living in Agora, and we just moved out this way recently. So. Oh,
okay, cool. Yeah. See, and then my grandma relocated to Newberry Park, but now she's down over further this way with my mom. My mom's taking care of her. So
you want to go get a beer sometime?
Dude, I'm always down, man.
Grandma will be like, let me tell you some stories about his cocaine.
Hey, my grandma would fucking drink us under the table still. She's almost 90, and I've seen her put a bottle of fucking tequila like it's water, dude.
Go, grandmama.
Yeah. Old people, man. It's that old people power they have.
It is. That's exactly
what they put up with a lot of shit. Back then it was harder. Our biggest beef now is we got fucking lights on cell phones. You know? Grandma's ready to tear shit up.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. We'll have to do a part 2. You have to tell me more grandma stories.
Absolutely.
Ernie's grandma.
Big Ernie's grandma.
She's seen some shit, man.
You know, that's the thing. Those people at that age, it was harder to get through stuff. I was very good friends with Phyllis Diller, the comedian.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like we're buds. And so it was interesting to hear like all her stories because they were like hardship shit. I mean, these guys worked fucking hard. And not saying that none of us do, but it was hard.
Yeah, because then it was a much different time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking on that aspect, I mean, I think that's what rock and roll is missing. Rock and roll is too safe now. You don't have the Shannon Hoons, the Axl Roses, I
love Blind Melon. I'm so glad you said that. He's never incorporated in those, music of the 90s, the great singers. They never say anything about Shannon Hoon. Why? Like
Shannon Hoon was an amazing frontman, and Blind Melon's an amazing band.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge
He passed
fan.
away, right? He killed himself.
Long time ago. OD'd.
Yeah, he like died of a not so good. He didn't kill himself, but he actually
like OD'd or something.
Yeah, OD'd heroin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, but he was brilliant. He sings background on Don't Cry.
Yeah, he does. He
went to high school with Axl.
Yeah, but like, see, there was a beauty in that. There was, you would hear about, growing up, coming of age in the 90s, I would hear of all these, there was a riot in Montreal because Guns N' Roses didn't go on stage, or, Shannon Hoon ate a whole bunch of acid and walked out on stage at Woodstock 94 and crushed it.
Again.
Yeah. It's just, rock and roll has become too safe, in my opinion. Maybe it's because of these things and the cameras on them at all times. But,
yeah,
the self-destructive nature of it was sort of what I liked about it as a kid. Was
because no one does heroin anymore. That's why.
Yeah, you ever heard of Bill Hicks, the comedian Bill Hicks? That was one of his sticks. And I had a guy on here who worked for Debbie Gibson, and so I told him the one I'm going at. So he, one of Bill Hicks's routines was, give musicians drugs, and it was Nancy Reagan's Wrong. More drugs, better music. Beatles, lots of drugs, great music. Debbie Gibson,
Yeah.
Go back to the goddamn mall that you spawned from.
Yeah.
He was amazing. He was amazing. He died real young too.
Yeah, he had like cancer or something, didn't he?
Yeah, he had cancer, just total fluke type thing. So real young, like 30 something years old. So
anyway. I think Tool's eulogy was dedicated to him.
Their first album was dedicated to him. Yeah, I think it's their first, but one of their albums was dedicated to him. Yeah, and he was kick ass. He got kicked off. I think it was the Letterman show, and Letterman actually years and years and years later apologized to his mom and said how wrong he was for doing that and what a comedic genius he was. He's amazing.
He was dry. He was very dry, but very, very, very to the point where it probably went over a lot of people's heads.
It was intelligent humor for sure.
And then,
it's a comedian's comedian. If you're a comedian, you're like, yeah, come on. Of course I've fucking heard of him. Yeah. Earth Crisis, bitch. Earth Crisis. What the fuck? Are you kidding me, dude?
Right.
Are you joking, man?
Y'all over here talking about Earth Crisis, and I'm like, oh, I've been listening to Duran on 80s pop essentials.
Yeah. All right, boys. Till next time.
Hey,
Joel, it was a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, man. Let me know next time you're up here, Ernie. I'm all about grabbing a beer. I'd be killer. If you're ever out by us, Wes, it'd be cool to meet with you, bro.
Oh, I will be out there for pre-pro, looking probably mid-October. Stuck out at the Burbank Airport.
Hit me up. It'd be good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, boys. I'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Later.
All right.
Take care, man.
Hey, thanks for watching Party Like a Rockstar. If you're not already subscribed to the Facebook or YouTube channels, do it. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The handle is Party of Stars. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.